They're not going to tell you. Most people won't sit you down and say, "Hey, I'm attached to you now." That's not how attachment works. It's quiet. It shows up in the way someone remembers something you said 3 weeks ago, in the way their voice changes when you're upset, in the way they get a little quieter when you talk about someone else. Attachment doesn't announce itself. It leaks out in the small stuff. And once you know what to look for, you'll never miss it again. You've probably done this before, replayed a conversation in your head, trying to figure out if someone actually likes you or if you're just imagining it. Overanalyzing a text, wondering if the way they looked at you meant something, or if you're just seeing what you want to see. Here's the thing. You don't have to guess. Emotional attachment leaves fingerprints. It changes how people act, what they prioritize, how they show up even when they're trying to play it cool. So today, we're going to break down 5 signs that someone is genuinely attached to you emotionally, not just interested, not just being nice, but actually attached. And by the end, you'll understand not just how to spot it in others, but maybe how to spot it in yourself too. Sign 1. They remember the small stuff you mention once in passing, that you don't like cilantro, or that your meeting on Thursday has been stressing you out, or that you had a weird dream about your childhood dog. Weeks later, they bring it up. Unprompted. That's not a coincidence. That's attachment. Here's why this matters so much psychologically. Your brain doesn't waste storage space on people it doesn't care about. When someone is emotionally invested in you, their brain treats information about you as important, the same way you remember details about your favorite show or a trip you're excited for. It's not effort, it's not a trick. It's just what happens when someone's attention keeps circling back to you. People who aren't attached forget the details. They're polite. They nod along, but none of it sticks. People who are attached, they're building a whole file on you without even meaning to. Your preferences, your patterns, the way you take your coffee, the thing that always makes you laugh. So if someone keeps surprising you with things you didn't think they noticed, that's not luck. That's someone whose mind has made room for you. Sign 2. They get softer when you're struggling. Watch how someone acts when you're not okay. Not when things are fun and easy, anyone can show up for the good days. Watch what happens when you're stressed, tired, upset, or having a bad week. Someone who's emotionally attached doesn't get annoyed by your hard moments. They get gentler. Their tone changes. They ask more questions instead of fewer. They stick around instead of finding a reason to leave. This is actually rooted in something real in psychology. When we're attached to someone, our nervous system starts treating their distress like it matters to us personally. You've probably felt this yourself. When someone you care about is hurting, you feel it too, even a little. That's not something you can fake for long. It's automatic. So, pay attention to the version of someone that shows up when you're not shiny and put together. That's the version that tells you the truth. If they lean in during your hard moments, instead of pulling away, that's attachment talking even if they never say the word. Sign 3. They make room for you. Even when it's inconvenient, time is the most honest currency there is. People will always find time for what actually matters to them, even when life is chaotic. If someone is emotionally attached to you, you'll notice it in the effort that doesn't need to be there. They'll text you back on a hard day. They'll rearrange something small to be there for a moment that matters to you. They'll choose you over the version of comfort where they just stay home and do nothing. This isn't about grand gestures. It's not about someone dropping everything or proving themselves with big moves. It's smaller and steadier than that. It's consistency. It's someone making space for you in their actual, real, busy life, not just in the moments that are easy. Here's a simple gut check. Does this person show up for you the same way, whether it's convenient or not? Attachment isn't loud. It's someone quietly choosing you over and over in ways you might not even notice they're doing. Sign 4. They get a little protective of the connection. You'll notice this one in subtle ways. How they react when someone else is getting your attention, or when you mention spending time with someone new. It's not jealousy in the dramatic, controlling sense. It's smaller than that. A slight shift in tone, a pause before they respond, a little extra curiosity about who this new person is. That reaction comes from something very human. When we're attached to someone, we start to feel a sense of, this matters to me around that connection. And anything that feels like it might threaten it, even harmlessly, can trigger a little flicker of protectiveness. This doesn't mean someone is possessive or insecure. Healthy attachment doesn't look like control. It looks like a quiet awareness, someone caring enough about their place in your life that they notice when something shifts. If you've ever caught someone acting a little different after you mentioned another person, and then pretending they didn't, that's attachment trying not to show itself. Sign 5. They let you see them, not just the highlight reel. This might be the biggest one, because it's the hardest to fake. Most people show the world a curated version of themselves, confident, put together, easygoing. That's normal. That's just self-protection. But emotional attachment breaks that pattern. When someone is genuinely attached to you, they start letting the mask slip. They tell you the thing they haven't told anyone else. They admit they're scared or unsure or having a bad day without cleaning it up first. They let you see the version of them that isn't polished. This is vulnerability, and vulnerability is expensive. Nobody hands it out for free. If someone is willing to be a little messier, a little more honest, a little more human around you than they are around everyone else, that's not weakness. That's trust. And trust, real trust, doesn't happen without attachment underneath it. Here's the part most people don't want to hear. Attachment and love are not the same thing. Someone can be deeply attached to you and still not be right for you. Someone can show every single one of these signs and still not be emotionally available, ready, or healthy enough to build something real with you. Attachment tells you someone's heart is involved. It doesn't tell you whether that person is good for you, honest with you, or capable of following through. Some of the most painful relationships are the ones where attachment is real on both sides, but everything else is missing. Timing, maturity, communication, consistency. So don't use these signs as a scoreboard to prove someone cares. Use them as information. Attachment is a data point, not a guarantee. The real question isn't just, are they attached to me? It's, what are they doing with that attachment? If you're noticing these signs in someone, here's the move. Don't overthink it, and don't underplay it either. You don't need to name it out loud right away or make it a big moment. Just let yourself trust what you're seeing. Give the connection room to grow naturally instead of forcing a conversation before it's ready. And if you're on the receiving end of someone doing this for you, let yourself receive it. A lot of us are so used to overanalyzing or bracing for disappointment that we forget how to just accept when something good and real is standing right in front of us. If you're seeing these signs in yourself towards someone else, that's worth noticing too. Attachment isn't something to be embarrassed about. It's just your nervous system telling you the truth about where your heart already is. At the end of the day, attachment is one of the most human things there is. It's not weakness, and it's not something to hide. It's just what happens when someone starts to matter. So the next time you're wondering if someone actually cares, stop looking for the big, obvious signs. Start noticing the quiet ones, the small stuff they remember, the way they show up when it's hard, the version of them they only let you see. That's not nothing. That's everything. If this helped you make sense of something, or someone, hit subscribe. Because next time we're going deeper into the psychology of connection, and you're going to want to be here for it.